I gotta say, I have to stop watching YouTube. I'm so disappointed in your species, and this is not against Whoopi Goldberg, which I think should totally dissociate herself from every other host in The View or ABC or Kim or whoever that lady was that gave her a temper tantrum for talking about reality for 2 weeks. The only thing I'm upset about Whoopi is writing an apology that she believes is appropriate when it kind of demeans her. It kind of makes what she said, which is scientifically measurable and accurate, that there is something wrong with our species that we've never addressed. And because we don't want to discuss the hard stuff about this, there's going to be many types of holocausts still on the way. Watching the evolution of who said what after this got me so mad. Whoopi, just do Star Trek stuff or talking to people that want to hear what you have to say. Please, it was so important that you said something that is true. And yes, you went at a higher paradigm that people are not ready to address because it still exists today, and it only is deeper in our denial of who we are, partly because of a OCD about politically correct, as if it offends somebody else. You said things, you keep informing yourself, and if you want to keep correcting yourself but make it sound like an apology, I still think you shouldn't go there because you've got nothing to apologize for, Whoopi. But I'm sorry for mispronouncing your name. I don't use it a lot. I am excited that you're coming back into Star Trek right now, so you're back in my interest. So what you said is accurate, and it applies to everything in history. So it's higher than the Holocaust because it's part of the HSD grand unification theory of never addressing our origins and our flaws, which makes it worse and worse and worse every generation, and it's accelerating. And if you think those things are in the past, people, just watch how you respond to the common sense that she said that she would like to bring in the greater area of public domain discussions, and you shut her down because you are not ready to see yourselves as a species in the same way that the Holocaust happens. When more and more good people in society look the other way and don't have the right conversations, those things happen. And it's even worse today. Her being shut down for saying something like this is worse than the people who were shut down and the Holocaust happening. So I don't know if you get what I'm saying. But something so light and so common sense and so philosophical to start conversation about these things, to be shut down in such an abusive way against her human rights to say something that is factual and generalized but still accurate, a higher paradigm of what is wrong with us as a species, and shutting her down, shame on all of you, because you are exactly the kind of people that if you lived at the time of the Holocaust, you would have facilitated it. Most certainly, because here you had a light chance to not be that kind of person by not shutting her down, and you didn't even do that. So imagine when things were like murders and people disappearing and dragged away, if you would have said something. No, because that's too intense. You would have participated in the problem. You're shutting down something that is light reality. It leads to harder reality discussions, but it's light reality, and you're shutting it down. And you want me to not say you're failed as a species and that better times are ahead when I'm noticing in your realms of education and mental health of how you are extremely screwed? This is another example, shutting down Whoopi for saying this, that you are a failed species.